Hello Galactic family. What qualifies a soul as a guide? Question masters, as they told me that my spiritual guide was Marcus Aurelius, also said that he was my husband in that life. I wrote them a few years ago and this had been confirmed. Fortunately, I have now been able to free myself from this guide. But, please, could you tell me how anyone in this class could be defined as a spiritual guide for any soul, considering the level of war, slavery, persecution, and greed that their life entailed? Beautiful, Great Britain. Answer: the soul who spent a life as Marcus Aurelius spent hundreds of other lives as all types of human beings, just like you. When a soul decides to experience what society regards as terrible, all that anyone comments or remembers is life that is contrary to what they think they would do under the same circumstances. When you shared the planet with Marcus as your wife, you also shared all your propensities for murder and mayhem. Does this make you understand a little better? You too were experiencing lessons of personal characteristics that you wanted to experience. You knew that you were not this personality permanently, but only as you represented this role. All souls are like actors and actresses. A role as a deplorable person and the next can be like someone like Mother Teresa. Souls come to Earth to experience negativity because it is the only place in which it exists. Once they complete this private life and return to home, they enter into unconditional love and have no more negativity in them. The soul that was Marcus is in his sane group of souls, and you two have spent countless lives together. Each of you also stayed in the home and was a guide to the other. Only the current prejudices of the earthly ego cause you to have such a strong reaction to your presence. The essence of all souls is the same. All have been removed from the unconditional love of the Source, and as such fragment, all have all the powers and abilities of the Source. You do not remember this at first when it enters a body, and some never become conscious during life, if it involves primarily negativity. It does not change who they are, a part of the magnificent and loving energy of Source. The earth, in all its duality, is governed by the judgment of the ego. Everything is classified and judged. Spirituality, where all souls are essentially perfect and unconditionally loving, does not contain judgment. Souls come to Earth or to witness evil, or to witness what is demonstrated by others, so that they do not have to exercise it. Forcing human love. Question masters, I have 3 nieces and 2 nephews of my husband's side of the family. I would like to say that I love you, but I cannot. I just like them for a while and I feel guilty about it. I feel that children are indifferent in that there is no real affection. They just care about the gifts we can buy. Sometimes I feel like your parents and your grandmother are interfering, preventing us from calling. Is it true? Could you clarify the situation? I would like to have a loving relationship with them, as I see many aunts saying that they absolutely love their nephews and nieces. Livia, Brazil. Answer: why do you think you have to love them? Just because you heard that others love your relatives? You have no obligations to them, or them to you. Do you love all the people you know in the world? Marriage does not convey love to relatives with the ceremony. It is a contract between the 2 spouses, only. Children their age reflect what they are told at home. Your husband's family thinks you're not good enough for him and that you have nothing to contribute to the family. So they instilled in children that you are just something associated with your uncle, very similar to associates at work. Things will not change unless the children decide on their own that you are someone with whom they choose to share their lives. You should not consider the actions of these people as some reflection on who you are as a person. Send them love and find someone who needs your personal touch in their lives. Honor the fact that this branch of your family does not share your desire for connection and let it be. If you long for a close connection with more people, to volunteer work with needy, elderly, sick and abused children, and those who prayed for human compassion. A person does not have to be socially connected with you to become family. Lessons and parents of children. Question Masters, my 13-year-old son was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. He has a lot of anger within him. I do not know what to do. I pray for guidance and ask you to show me how to help you, but I am completely disoriented. He is an AB student and very intelligent, but he gets very upset because he has a speech problem. He does not have many friends his age, but adults love him for his ambition and insight. Any help and guidance you can give me would be much appreciated. Debbie, United States. In accordance with United States law, spiritual masters do not diagnose or prescribe for medical conditions. Your remarks are based on spirituality and relate to life lessons about healing. Answer: your son chose to experience very intense lessons in his early life. The anger he exhibits is not a result of the failure of medicine. The medication puts him in a state where he was unable to cope with his sadness about the treatment he received from others because he was inert emotionally. He was aware of all that occurred, though unable to interact with it, and reached a boiling point. Since the medication stopped suppressing his emotional responses, he now explodes when he feels mistreated. The reaction of others to the insensitivity of their companions adds stimulus to their anger because he feels that they agree that it is unfair. He needs to find a way to channel this anger in order not to react to the people around him. Exercising your talents, curiosity and ability to interact with adults is one direction. Although he is young, he is not so young to work with others directed to his interests. Encourage him to seek out individuals who have similar minds. Continuing to work on his speech difficulties, though frustrating for him because he does not see the progress he imagines, will make him not a target for his thoughtless companions. Part of what you're noticing is a normal teenage angst but heightened by your medical condition. Discussing your attitude with him will allow you to see how some of your reactions are increasing your difficulties, and a change of perspective could change how others have shaped your world.